Old Rock is Not Boring by Deb Pilutti. Old Rock has been sitting in the same spot, at the edge of a clearing in the middle of a pine forest, for as long as anyone could remember, and even before that. "Being a rock seems awfully boring," said Tall Pine. "You sit in the same spot day after day." "It's a very nice spot," said Old Rock. "Don't you want to go anywhere?" asked Hummingbird. "I've flown all over the world and sipped the nectar of exotic flowers. I surely would be bored if I could not fly." "I flew once," said Old Rock. "Gosh!" said Tall Pine. "How?" asked Spotted Beetle. "Rocks don't fly," said Hummingbird. Old Rock told them about the time in the beginning when the darkness was all around. "And I erupted out of a volcano and soared through a fiery sky into the bright light of a new world." "So it was just one time," said Hummingbird. "And now you're sitting here," said Tall Pine. "Being bored," said Spotted Beetle. "I'm not bored," said Old Rock. "Don't you want to see more?" asked Spotted Beetle. "If I climbed to the tip-top of Tall Pine, I might see a deer mouse nibbling seeds in a nearby tree, or watch ships sailing across the big lake." Old Rock said, "Oh, I've seen a lot." Old Rock told him about the time a group of friendly dinosaurs lumbered by, munching every leaf in sight. Then, many years later, a not-so-friendly dinosaur came looking for a meal. "Ah, rah, rah. No, I haven't seen her. Thanks." Times passed and things changed and the world chilled. Which wasn't too bad because Old Rock took a ride in a glacier and toured the land. Look, T-Rex bones. More bones. Once the glacier melted, it left me perched on top of a ridge, and I could see the place where the sky touches the earth. "My, you've seen a lot," said Spotted Beetle. "How unusual," said Hummingbird. "Yeah, but that was ages ago," said Tall Pine. "Aren't you bored now? Don't you want to move? My limbs flutter gently in the breeze and dance wildly when the wind blows." "I've never danced, but I'm pretty good at somersaults," said Old Rock. Old Rock revealed that after teetering on the ridge for a while, the ground grumbled, and I tumbled down into a valley. Grasses grew, and mastodons roamed, and lakes formed. "I never knew a rock had moves like that," said Tall Pine. "I wish I could have seen those things," said Spotted Beetle. "What happened next?" asked Hummingbird. "A pine forest sprouted up around me. One day a strong breeze shook a pine cone loose. From a pine cone a seed fell onto the forest floor, and that seedling grew to be a tall pine who dances in the wind and keeps me company. Sometimes a Spotted Beetle wanders along to report all that he sees. And every so often the loveliest Hummingbird stops to rest after a long flight, and she describes the most amazing places she's visited." "It's a very nice spot," said Old Rock. "Yes, it is," agreed Tall Pine. "Very nice," said Spotted Beetle. "Not boring at all," said Hummingbird. 1.8 billion years ago, Old Rock forms deep under the Earth's crust. Metamorphic rocks are created with extreme heat and pressure. It can take millions of years for a metamorphic rock to form. 300 million years ago, a volcano erupts Old Rock and blasts it into the sky. 150 million years ago, Old Rock chats with a friendly dinosaur. 66 million years ago, Old Rock meets a hungry T-Rex. 2.6 million years ago, Old Rock begins a journey in a glacier. 16,000 years ago, the glacier retreats and leaves Old Rock perched on a ledge. 11,000 years ago, a mastodon stops to rest. In present day, Old Rock, Tall Pine, and Spotted Beetle and Hummingbird sit in a very nice spot on the edge of a clearing in the middle of a forest. They are not bored. The end.